Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's talk about living abroad versus living in the US. We are going to be we're going to be going through a lot of stuff today, but primarily going to be talking about how to move abroad from the US if that is something that you want to do. If not, no big deal. Stay your ass right in the US. Makes me no difference. But for those who do want to move abroad, for those of you who do want to experience life outside of the US, y'all are the people who I'm going to be talking to today. So very, very excited for this conversation. Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Those of you who are new here, let me see number one in the comments. If it's your first time joining any of my live videos, drop a number one in the comments for me. If it's not your first time, drop a number two in the comments because I appreciate you coming back to kick it with your girl. If you are someone who does want to move abroad in the next 365 days, let me see a number three in the comments. And yeah, let's start talking about moving abroad, living abroad. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I really appreciate y'all double tapping that screen. Thank you so, so much. It really means a lot to us creators whenever y'all double tap. It's free for y'all, but for us, it means the world because that's how we get pushed out to the algorithm. So yeah, thank y'all so much for double tapping. Please keep that coming. Brittany, hello. Brittany says she is trying to move abroad. Miss J says she is trying to move abroad. Let us know in the comments where you trying to go. Which countries do you have in mind? Keep dropping those number ones. If y'all are new here, welcome. I'll be talking about my journey of living abroad, some of the things that I have learned, things that I have experienced. I'll answer as many of your questions as I can. And yeah, we are, I cannot make this work how I want to make it work. I'm going to have to make you like a lot smaller. But yeah, we're going to be talking all about moving abroad from the US, what that looks like, how it's possible for you. So yeah, please keep double tapping that screen, y'all. I really appreciate the likes. And if you guys have any questions about moving abroad or living abroad, feel free to start dropping those in the comments. And yeah, like I said, I'll answer as many questions as I can. Let me keep seeing those number ones if y'all are new here. Also, let me know where y'all at, where y'all joining in from. What time is it where you are? It's 9:55 a.m. here in Medellin, Colombia. Let me know where you are. Rep your city, rep your state. West Coast, are y'all up or nah? Are y'all awake or are y'all still asleep? Let me know in the comments who we got in here. Let me know where you are joining in from. East Coast, better represent in here. I was born and raised in North Carolina, so your girl is always repping that East Coast. So drop in the comments where you are joining in from. Drop in the comments what time it is where you're joining in from. Put a number one in the comments if you're new. Put a number two if you are back. You're not new to this. You true to this. You rocks with your girl. Put a number three in the comments if you want to move abroad. Brittany is literally from where I am from, kind of. I'm from I am most recently from the Raleigh area. So yeah, Brittany, I moved to Morrisville in 2012. And so that's pretty much been my like home since then. I was born in Charlotte, raised in Wilmington, and then I went to Raleigh for school. I most recently came from Cary. I see we got Georgia in the house. Welcome, Griselda. Oh, that's a cool font. I like that. Okay, 1056. I see we got some people on the East Coast. Okay, Ohio, more people on that Eastern Standard Time. Okay, welcome, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tapping that screen. Okay, Arizona. Okay, West Coast said we are awake. Deborah said I am awake. That's on period. Because I was about to say the West Coast must still be asleep. West Coast ain't saying nothing in here. Y'all must be asleep. Listen, IG is for lurkers. TikTok is for lovers. Please make sure if y'all go be in here with me, talk back to me. Give me some conversation. Smile at me. Say good morning. Let me know where you're from. Drop a number one if you're new here, okay? Because I go off vibes and energy. You feel me? So I'm going to need y'all to bring it for me, okay? Thank y'all so much for joining and welcome. The purpose of this live is to talk about the experience of living abroad versus living in the United States. So I'll be sharing more about my own personal journey of living abroad. I'll be answering more of your questions. And then a little bit later on, I'll also be talking to you about a move abroad course that I have for anybody who is interested in actually getting everything that you need to know in order to move abroad. So again, welcome. I'm Bianca. I'm a digital nomad that's currently living abroad abroad. So last year, me and my husband got on a one-way flight to Brazil, February 4th, 2024. That date will always be a special place in my heart, or a special time in my heart. February 4th, we got on a one-way flight to Brazil. And ever since Brazil, we've also traveled to Spain, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, China, Indonesia, Panama, Colombia. Like, we have traveled to 10 different countries since last year because we are digital nomads. So let me know in the comments, put a yes if you know what a digital nomad is, put not yet if you either have never heard of a digital nomad, or maybe you have heard of it, but you're like, I don't really know what that means. Cause sometimes you're like, you hear a word your whole life, but you don't actually know like what it is. I mean, I know I'm not the only one that happens to. So yeah, let me know in the comments, drop a yes if you know what a digital nomad is, drop the words not yet if you are unsure of what a digital nomad is, because there are a lot of different ways to move abroad. One of the things that I really appreciate about myself, especially compared to some of the other creators on this app, is I talk about a variety of ways that you can live abroad. I think so many people who want to live abroad get stuck and they feel like it's impossible for them, or it feels too big, it feels too intimidating, it feels too expensive. And a lot of that is because you are assuming that you have to go move abroad in this one particular way. So being a digital nomad is one type of way of moving abroad. I am a digital nomad. That's why I've been in 10 different countries since last year while living abroad, because a digital nomad is somebody who works and travels. So if you think about the word nomad, that's somebody who is nomadic. They don't really have a home. They move around from place to place. And then when you pop the word digital in front of it, that just means that I make money digitally. I can work and travel at the same time. So like I said, my husband and I, we are digital nomads. We left the US last year to live abroad for a variety of reasons. And it's been a really, really incredible journey. It has not been a perfect journey by any means. We have had so many challenges. We have made so many mistakes. Like it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster. I'm gonna be real raw with y'all, but overall, we absolutely have zero regrets. Like, we love living abroad. I'm currently in Medellin, Colombia. This is our third time here in Colombia, in case you can't tell, about like how much we absolutely love it here. And yeah, I go live so that I can share the journey. So today I'm going to be sharing some real life gems and life experiences, and a special offer to give you everything that you need to get the F out of the US if that's something that you want to do. Hello in my travels. How are you? Oh, thank you so much. You got another house sit coming up. I haven't done a house sit since, it's been a couple of months, but I've been looking at some here in Colombia. I've also looked at some in Guatemala and Ecuador, because those are, well, I'm already in Colombia, and Guatemala and Ecuador are like the two, at least one of those countries I'm trying to visit this year. So I'm trying to land me a house sit there. I live abroad part-time. I'm on my way to the airport now. I feel like you're always either in the airport or on the way. You know where I'm off to. Are you going back to London? Oh my God. I love my life. And that's on period. That is on period. Okay. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping. So for me, whenever it comes to living abroad, and living abroad is and France. Let's get it. Not here for yes, I just got my Mexican residency. Congrats. I am here for it. Delana, you said while I look around. Did I miss your first comment? While you look around what? I don't know, maybe I missed it. This is how I live abroad. And UGC, in my travels, I'm really glad that you said that, because it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier in terms of how there are a lot of different ways for people to move, for people to move abroad. Like, so many people think, like, if they want to move abroad, I got to go sell my house. I got to go sell all my stuff. I got to go, figure out how to, get my dog from here to here. I got to do all these things. And yeah, sometimes those things are valid, but there are a lot of different ways to move abroad, which we'll be talking about a little bit later. Matter of fact, this is actually a really good time for me to dive into the first time I ever lived abroad. So thank you for the share. Thank you so much for the likes, y'all. So the first time I ever lived abroad was back in 2019. I did 4 months in 4 different countries. This was the first time I was ever a digital nomad. So I've been working from home since like 2018. So even before COVID, I was already a work from home girly, but plus the dog. Oh my God. Wait a minute. What is happening with the dog? What are you doing with your dog? Ghana in December to look around. Okay. Are you going to Ghana in December to look around, or are you going to get lit? Because Ghana is really lit in December. So I'm not saying don't go and have a great time. I'm just saying that might be something to keep in mind, because where you go, and it depends on where you go in Ghana. Of course, Ghana is an entire country, but it might look a little bit different than it would on a regular basis versus how it was going to be in December, where you're having Dirty December. Because, for example, like I was in Brazil in February of last year, and like that was during Carnival, and I know that that made a big impact on all the things that I did there, the experience that I had there, because it was the month of Carnival. But that's dope. I love that you're going to Ghana to check it out. I'm someone who is a firm believer in scouting trips. A lot of times people will ask me, how are you so sure about Colombia? Why did you choose Colombia? And I'm like, because I've been here before. This is my third time. Like, that's why I felt confident about being here, because it's not my first time. Speaking of, going back to what I was saying about the first time I ever lived abroad, one of the countries that I traveled to was Colombia. So back in 2019, I lived in 4 different countries in 4 months. I lived in Chile, Peru, Colombia, and Mexico. So that was the first time I really ever experienced living abroad. Like before, like I'd done some cruises, some resorts. So like it wasn't my first time traveling. I had also been to Bulgaria, because that was the first time I ever left the US. It was actually a work trip for my first ever corporate job. And it was, I mean, like I said, like it was such an eye-opening experience, because that was the first time that I really recognized the difference in traveling versus living abroad. Thank you, Regina. That was the first time I really recognized the difference between traveling and living abroad. And I was like, damn, this is different. This is different, y'all. There is a difference between vacationing versus traveling versus living abroad, okay? If you're not cooking, cleaning, doing laundry, going to the gym, getting your hair done, getting your nails done, going to the grocery store, the same things that you do at home. People ask me all the time, like, what do you even do every day? Like, what is a digital nomad? What does a day in the life look like? Oh, as a random side note, I actually am starting I actually have just started. Hi, Marcia. I've started a brand new vlog on my YouTube channel that I'm going to be, let me stop saying that word, because TikTok lately, they've been like blocking my lives. It's been making me mad. On my YT channel. And they have, that's not what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. I started a new vlog series where I'm going to be showing you the behind the scenes of living abroad as a digital nomad. So if anyone's interested, my YT profile is at the link in my bio. So you can go subscribe. I did the first video yesterday, so you can go check out the first video for those of you who really want to see more on the behind the scenes. Yep, I lived in Germany before. It's different. Yeah, 100%. What part of Germany were you in? Regina said, how did you decide on Colombia? So yeah, so Regina, that's exactly what we're talking about right now. One of the main reason that I was so confident about coming to Colombia, and Colombia being a place that I would want to stay long-term, is because I've been here before. This is why I recommend doing a scouting trip and traveling to the place first before you just decide to go pick up your entire life and move there. Okay. Oh, you were in Stuttgart. Okay, dope. So that's actually, I've been to Germany as well. And that's where I was in Stuttgart. It was such a pleasant surprise. Like, it was a lot more diverse there than I expected. The weather was really beautiful. And I have 2 friends who live in Stuttgart, and both of them are like the weather that I had when I went there in 2023, they were like, girl, this weather does not happen. Like, you were blessed by the weather gods, which always kind of makes me laugh. But yeah, so like my first time ever living abroad, like, y'all, I'm not going to lie to you, like it was a struggle, because we as like Americans from the United States, a lot of times we don't recognize like all the ways that we are spoiled, all the ways that we are privileged, and all the little conveniences that we have being a US citizen living in the United States versus whenever you start living abroad. And I can remember having my own, these like mini meltdown moments, because it was something I wasn't used to. Like, I remember I almost had, okay, I'm being very dramatic. I did not almost have a panic attack, but I was freaking out because, hi, Michael. I was freaking out because I was in a mall and I was in Chile and I was looking for towels, and I couldn't, my service wasn't working. So my Google Translate wasn't working, and I didn't know the word for a towel in Spanish. The woman was looking at me like I was crazy. Me personally, in my opinion, Chileans are not the friendliest. They're not the warmest people in terms of like, you know, it being a tourist there, being someone who is, you know, not from there, like and I've been to a lot of Latin American countries. I feel like Chileans, like they were just a little bit more cold. So it's not even like they're being that friendly like they are like in Brazil or in, you know, Colombia or in Mexico. So I was also just feeling very intimidated because I would be like, you know, like hablas inglés, and you know, everyone's saying no one speaks English, which is fair because I'm not in an English speaking country, right? But like I said, y'all, in the moment, I'm freaking out. Like I'm kind of pissed off. I'm annoyed. All I want to do is buy a fucking towel. All I want to do is buy a towel, and I cannot figure it out. So long story short, I was like, Bianca, pause. I was like, pause, take a deep breath. Use what you got. Okay. So I went back up to the counter and I literally went like this. And I said, para el baño, which means for the bathroom. The woman pointed up. I went upstairs. There were the towels. These are the types of moments where in the moment it can feel so frustrating. And y'all keep in mind, I speak Spanish. Okay. I started learning during that Chile trip, but like I speak Spanish now and I still have moments of frustration with the language. Like sometimes a language barrier is frustrating. Does it stop the show? No, it doesn't, but it does slow things down. And like I said, sometimes they can get frustrating. And I have to remember, Bianca, you in their country. You are in their country. It is not their job to, you know, figure out how to speak English to you. You need to figure it out. And a big part of this also is being patient. And this is one of the things that I actually really love about living abroad is because now that I'm in this like slower lifestyle, it's made me realize like being in the US, it's like everything was urgent. You're always in a hurry. You always got somewhere to be. Like nobody has patience. It's like everybody is just like go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. Every man for themselves. And then like now that I'm abroad, you know, like I said, I'm human. I still have my moments where I get frustrated about a language barrier. But I would say like 80% of the time, I'm just like, okay, Bianca, it's a different experience. Grocery shopping is a different experience, okay? One of the reasons I don't cook as much here as I do in the US is because grocery shopping can be a whole event, okay? Trying to figure out the exact spices, trying to understand what the word is in Spanish. If they don't have it, do they have an alternative? Okay. Being in the US and being able to go to one grocery store and get, if not everything, at least 90% of things versus now where it's like, okay, well, I know that I'm going to go here because I like their produce better, or I'm going to go here because they have that one seasoning that nobody else seems to have, or this store, they always have chicken thighs, but they never have skinless, right? Like these are things now that I am more accustomed to because I'm used to living a slower life. In the US, I would have had my panties in a bunch. I would have been freaking out. I would have been calling somebody on the phone talking about how annoyed I was because, oh my God, I just want to do this. And now I'm just like, girl, shut up. Who cares? Who cares? Like when I think about most of the things that I complained about whenever I was in the United States, now I'm like, girl, shut up. You don't have a hard life. And I'm trying to be real with y'all. I need y'all to understand. If you have your health, if you have food, if you have shelter, if you have people, if you even have one person in your life who cares about you, you are doing better than so many other people on this planet, okay? So many other people. I have a level of gratitude now that I never had living in the United States because we were always trauma bonding. We were always complaining about the stupid shit. These are some of the biggest things that have impacted me in terms of living abroad versus living in the US. Thank you, Bricky. Delana said, can any of your followers tell me a cheap, safe place to stay in Accra in the tourist area? Delana, send me a DM. I have a Ghana contact for you. And her name is Jessie the Traveler. Is that her name? Jessie the Traveler? I'm getting her confused with Jen. No, it's Jessie Does Travel. Jessie with a Y. She's on here, but she's mostly on IG. So she may have some stuff on her page. If not, like, she's so cool. Like, you can reach out to her. Thank y'all so much for double tapping. At least this self-victim moved out of America. America is hard working winners. What? Food stamps in America is top 3% of the world population. That shocked me, but it's true. Delana, you said me what? Marsha on YT says, have you considered doing group gatherings? What do you mean, Marsha? Like a group trip? No. I I can definitely see myself doing like retreats one day, but as far as group travel, no, absolutely not. That's not my ministry, y'all. That is not my ministry. Thank y'all so much for double tapping. So let me know in the comments, in terms of moving abroad, what is your biggest challenge? What's your biggest hurdle? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Put in the comments, what is holding you back from moving abroad? If someone were to come up to you right now and they were like, hey, you have this opportunity to live abroad, to move abroad, and, let me hear, what are you going to say? Let me know in the comments, what is your biggest challenge whenever it comes to your goal of moving abroad? Real says, I lived in Dominican for 2 years and it was eye-opening and wonderful. I believe it. I've only been to DR on a resort, so like I still need to go back, but I would love to. Okay, Dad Girl Bells says making money abroad. Okay, that's something I hear super often, and we're going to actually talk about making money abroad. Ray says kids under age 15. So what do you mean? What about kids under the age of 15? Like, why is that stopping you from moving abroad? Well, hold on. I don't want to answer for you. Yeah, let me know what your answer is. I'm an only kid and mom is 70. Depends on me being able to help her out. Okay, no, that's fair, Tracy. Ray says school. What about school? Are you going to school in person? I was among the locals on the North Coast. My roommate worked online customer service. Great option for making money abroad. Yeah, Ray, you say education. Like, can you be a little bit more specific? Thank y'all for continuing to tap the screen. I really appreciate it. So as far as like making money abroad, I'm just going to kind of start these off like one by one. Y'all, one of the biggest mistakes that I have made, and so many of us do this, and a lot of it is because the way that we were raised. A lot of it is because the culture, the country, all of these things, right? One of the biggest mistakes that I made for so long was thinking that money had to come from a job. Put the words yes in the comments if you grew up in a world where if you needed money, you had to get a job. And if you needed more money, then you got a second job. Put a yes in the comments if you know what it's like to be given 40, 50, 60 hours a week to jobs that are not paying you enough money, jobs that are not paying you what you're worth, jobs that do not align with your purpose, jobs that do not actually fulfill you. And then on top of that, you still live in check to check, okay? I can put my own yes in the comments, y'all. I get it. I get it. I have been there. Listen, your girl has had plenty of jobs, okay? Your girl has had plenty of jobs. One of the biggest mistakes that I made for so long was not recognizing that money is everywhere. Money is everywhere. Y'all, I didn't grow up with money, okay? I grew up black and broke, lower middle class. Mom was a college dropout. Dad didn't even finish high school. I watched my parents be in financial survival mode their entire life. To this day, me and my sisters help my mom pay her mortgage because my mom is 73 years old on a fixed income. Y'all, my mom's mortgage is $1,100 a month. My mom's mortgage is $1,100 a month, and she cannot afford to pay it by herself. People can't even afford to retire in the U.S. anymore. But let me not go on a tangent. Let me come back. Pinky, I'm in Colombia. Y'all, money does not have to come from a job. Money does not have to come from a job. Y'all, we are in 2025. I turned 33 2 weeks ago. There are people out here who are half my age making $10,000 a month from their cell phones. If you're out here with a Wi-Fi signal, not making money online is diabolical. It does not make any sense. And the thing is, y'all, there are options for everybody. Stop getting caught up in all the things you see on social media. If you don't want to, look, you see what I'm doing right now. If you're looking at me and you're like, oh my God, I could never do this, I would never want to go live, then don't. Then don't do that. Oh, well, this person, they made all this money because they created a course. I don't want to make a course. Then don't make a course. There are so many different ways that you can make money online. Marsha says, I'm trying to figure out what incomes I can create to get to my goal of living abroad. Y'all, I have a resource at the link in my bio. It's called the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist, okay? In the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist, and I specifically created this document. It's a 33-page guide that comes along with the video where I show you how to start making more money. You don't need experience. You don't need a degree. You don't need any, there are no prerequisites except being willing to try something different. Because too many people keep doing the same shit, talking to the same people, having the same conversations, going to the same job, but you want to live a different life. Nothing changes until you do. I'm going to say that one more time. Nothing changes until you do. So if you want something different, you need to do something different. The cash flow come up checklist in my bio is a great place to start for anybody who wants to learn how to make money online. The thing about the cash flow come up checklist is that I'm actually giving that away today for free. I am giving it for free as a bonus for anybody who gets my Move Abroad course while I am live. And the Move Abroad course is called the MAPS course, the Moving Abroad Planning Series, okay? I call it the MAPS course for short. Everything you need to know to move abroad is in that course. It is 12 videos along with my 23-page resource guide and a workbook to follow along. And I'm going to give you the cash flow come up guide for free for anybody who gets it while I'm live. Again, it's at the link in my bio. I moved it up so you guys won't miss it. Oh, 60 hours a week. Good God. Having a young son age 30. So for those of you who are saying that having a kid is stopping you, like, I need you to tell me why. Like, because people move abroad with kids. So like, you having a son who's 13, why is that stopping you from moving abroad? Pinky says 10K digital content. Yeah, that's one way to do it. It was so much less expensive abroad. It made travel from 4 times a year possible. 100%. Y'all, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing about making money abroad. Y'all, you likely don't even need half. And y'all, listen, I was doing, I think in, what was it, 2022, I think I cleared like $116,000 or something like on my tax return. Y'all, listen, I was in a 6-figure job, okay? Like, I get it. Okay, like I know how much money it takes to live in the United States. And when I say live, I mean be able to actually cover your expenses and have things left over to live your life, to have fun, to take care of yourself, to travel. And so many people are living in survival mode. Put the word yes in the comments if you know what it's like to feel like you are constantly living in survival mode, living check to check, wondering how this is going to get paid, seeing all these other people traveling and wondering where the heck they get the money. Y'all, let me give y'all a hack real quick. Y'all, it's cheaper outside of the US. The amount of people who ask me, how do you afford this? How are you traveling so much? How do you afford living abroad? How do you afford to live in the US? Because me and my husband, outside of like our rent, y'all, we don't even spend $1,000 a month for 2 fully functioning grown ass adults. We don't even spend $1,000 a month living here in Colombia. And people are like, how do you afford this? Baby, you're already paying money for things. You got to switch your mindset and you got to switch your priorities. If you want to see more of this big, beautiful planet, if you want to live abroad, if you want to travel more, honey, you're already spending your money. Thank you so much. You're already spending your money on things you don't need. Y'all, I'm going to humble you real quick because it humbled me, okay? Go to period in my travels. Go to what is October. Pull up your September, not like on live. Pull up your September bank statement, get a highlighter and start highlighting every single expense. Every single thing that you paid for that was not a necessity. I want you to highlight it and I want you to add it up. Because people love to be in my DMs. They love to be in my lives. Well, Bianca, I want to get your course, but I can't afford it. Really? Because last month you spent more than twice that between brunch and alcohol and Netflix and Paramount Plus and Casamigos. You spent more than twice that. But people want to be in my DMs talking about, well, Bianca, I want to move abroad, but I don't have the money. Baby, you already spending money on things you don't need. You have to ask yourself what your priorities are. And I'm not here to throw you no shade. If living abroad is a priority for you, you will make it happen. Everybody on here has gone over budget. I remember when I first really started becoming addicted to travel, baby. I was like, what's a budget? What's a budget? Money I didn't even know I had. I was finding it. You know why? Because I made travel a priority in my life. In 2022, I manifested that I wanted to go to 4 new countries in 2023. Y'all know how many I went to? Guess in the comments. In 2022, I manifested. I was like, I want to go. I was like, I want to start being able to take a quarterly international trip. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I had no idea. Guess how many I went to? 7. Marsha said 12. I wish. 7 different countries. Okay. Y'all, I shifted my mindset. I shifted my priorities. I stopped talking about all the things that I couldn't afford. I stopped talking about how hard it was. And I started making shit happening. Jesus. I started making shit happen. Stop paying to ease the pain and start saving to solve the problem. Oh, that's a word right there. That's a word right there. Listen, when I be in the US and I be going out, I be like, I cannot believe people spend this much money going out and getting drunk. The amount of money that people spend on alcohol, shocking. Shocking. I'm like, baby, we going back to the college days, bitch. We pre-gaming at the house. What you mean a shot is $14? I don't care. People inviting me to brunch. Listen, I go home. Everybody want to invite me out to eat. Are you paying? Judge me. Judge me. Are you paying? Because I'm not doing 3 $70 brunches in 1 week. I understand it's your birthday dinner, but I also know that between me and my husband, it's going to cost us $200 to go out. And that's what we paid to fly from Panama to Colombia. My priorities shifted. I started prioritizing spending my money on experiences. Y'all, this is one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about living abroad. I'm so passionate about slow travel. And I'm most passionate about letting y'all know that you can live this life as well. Letting y'all know that it's possible for you to do this. It's not just me. Listen, in my travels, she's picking up what I'm putting down because sis knows. She knows that you can get out here and be seeing this big, beautiful planet for less than half of the money that you're spending in the US. Y'all, let me tell y'all a quick story. My sister is going to, no, I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to tell a different story. Last year, no, this year's January. I have a friend of mine and she wanted to go to DR for her birthday. Y'all, I need y'all to understand, we were going to be flying from Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay? Raleigh. These flights were like $700. And I was like, sis, I ain't coming. Like, I'm not coming. I'm not paying $700 do y'all know how long it would take me to fly from North Carolina to DR? Like less than 5 hours. $700. Y'all, I paid $700 to fly from Japan to New York last year. They say if you knew better, you do better. Listen, I'm not in your pockets, but here's what I want to tell you. I know that life of the 5-day trips, the 6-day trips, the 7-day trips that cost $2,000-$3,000. And listen, if that's what you want to do, by all means, enjoy. But what I'm here to tell you is y'all can take that same amount of money and stay somewhere for months, stay somewhere for weeks. For those of you who say that you want to live abroad, you say that you want to move abroad, y'all, there are so many different options, especially if you want to ease your way into it. Listen, there are some people, I'm going to ask y'all an honest question. Because there are some people who, I'm going to tell y'all, they about that life. They like, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go uproot my entire life. And, I'm not coming back, blah, blah, blah. I'm ready to just leave it all behind. Nothing wrong with that. But there are some people who would prefer a test drive first. There are some people who would prefer to go live abroad for 3 weeks, 3 months. There are some people who would prefer to test it out a few times, see what that lifestyle is really like, see if it's something they would really want, explore different countries. And there's nothing wrong with that either. Let me know in the comments. Let me put the word leap in the comments. If you just taking a big leap, you're like, I don't care, girl. Get me out of here. I don't need to see nothing first. Put the word leap in the comments. If you are somebody who needs more of a test drive, put the word test in the comments. Curly Afro Puff says, we rent in the US, but you can rent anywhere. So we are headed to Panama, then Albania and more. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are already paying rent. You already paying rent. I am disciplined, so I put monthly bills on travel credit card and pay off monthly, no interest for the free flight period. That's another great option. If you have the discipline, a travel credit card can get you hella free flights. I've gotten a ton back in the day. I don't use credit cards. I'm off credit cards right now because they got out of control. For me, that's just me being honest with you. But if you have the discipline, that's a great option as well. I see that Pinky put Tess in the comments. Y'all, this is why even in the Move Abroad, even in the Move Abroad class, the Move Abroad course, I talk about different ways that you can do a test drive of living abroad. For those of you who are not fully ready to take the leap, so a little bit later, I'm going to do like a full reveal of the Move Abroad course where I'll be talking about all the things that come in it, like the bonus and all of that. But for those of you who maybe can't stay the whole time, just keep in mind, I have it at the link in my bio. And if you get it while I'm live, I'm going to also send you that cash flow come up guide to show you specifically how to make more money. It doesn't matter. You could have more time than money. You could have more money than time. You can be an introvert. It don't matter. There is something in the cash flow come up guide for you because I made it that way, because I know what it's like to be looking around and feeling like everybody else is making all this money and you don't know what to do. Marsha said, just purchase with the payment plan, period, Marsha. Yes, I'm going to send you the bonus as soon as I get off live, y'all. Just bear with me. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I lost that train of thought. What hotel do you recommend in Panama? We will be there in 3 weeks. I didn't stay in a hotel, girl. I was there for like 5 weeks. I was living there. So I rented privately from somebody. So I don't actually. Oh, you know what? I had a friend who went there. She said, "How long are you going to be there? How long are you staying?" So she stayed at the JW Marriott, and she said she liked it. She said they had a really nice infinity pool. Are you going to be in Panama City? Let me know if you are, because I did some really, really cool experiences in Panama City. If you want to send me a DM, Curly Afro Puff, then I can send you the list of I have like a whole curated list of the stuff that I did in Panama that I really loved. Hello, Cauliflower. How are you? All right, y'all. So, that's what I was saying. I was talking about the test drive. So yeah, like I was saying, y'all, you have what? I see it. I make the mistake of getting distracted by my inbox. You have so many options in terms of how you are going to move abroad. Okay. I forgot about that. Oh, well, it don't matter now. We plan to rent for 6 months in PTY, but checking out the city for a week first. What's PTY? Isn't that Panama? Are you talking about Panama City? Marsha said my goal is to save enough to travel for 2 months. And Marsha, if you play, since Marsha, you already got the course. In the course, I actually have an entire video on how to travel on a budget. So I want to make sure that you watch those videos and take notes on how to get the best deals on flights and accommodations, because you'd be surprised. You're going to end up saving that money faster than you think. So you're staying in Panama for 6 months? Is that what you mean? Just check your page. Great resources. Love seeing us women sharing our freedom to go. Thank you so much. Real Irish. Am I saying that right? Okay, yeah. So if you're gonna be in Panama for a while, that's great. So are you? You're gonna be living there then. So then, what you need a hotel for? Oh, are you saying you're trying to stay in a hotel for a week while you look for a longer term place? Is that what you mean? And let me know, Curly Afro Puff. I also have a video that I can send you on my YouTube channel of a woman who I interviewed about living abroad in Panama. So I can send me a DM. I'll send you some of my favorite things that I did. And then I'll also send you, it's on my YouTube channel, but if you want me to just send you the link, I can send you that as well. Cause she's a Black woman who's been in Panama for, I want to say, almost 2 years. And she's been, I did a whole interview with her. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. You are so welcome. So y'all, the thing is, people love to do this thing where we look at other people online and we compare ourselves and we come up with all the reasons why they can do something and we can't. We got to stop doing that shit. The only difference between that person who moved to Portugal, that person who's about to move to Thailand, that woman who's been in Costa Rica for 3 years, the single mom who just moved to DR, the couple that just moved to Albania with their 2 dogs. The only difference is, y'all, they had the audacity to be willing to fail. Put a yes in the comments if you're willing to admit that sometimes you hold yourself back because of the fear of failure, because of the fear of the unknown. Y'all, I did a survey on my IG not too long ago, and I was like, everybody want to travel. I know everybody wants to travel. Whenever I was a social media consultant, I did a survey, and one of the questions was, because I was working with small business owners. So I was like, if your business was making all the money that you wanted it to make, what would you do? And when I told you, y'all, 90% of the answers were travel. Y'all, I'm talking about, y'all, I'm 33. And when I tell y'all, I am the level of gratitude that I have for how soon I learned these lessons in life, that there women out there twice my age are just now learning. Y'all, they have told me, Bianca, I wish I would have came across you. I wish somebody like you would have told me this. I've worked my entire life. I mean, I don't even want to get emotional because honestly, like, it almost breaks my heart. The people who are in my DMs telling me twice my age, they've worked their entire lives. They've given and given and given to everybody else. They've sacrificed everything. They've worked so hard. And what do they have to show for it? Burnout, stress, anxiety about what's happening in the US, fear about traveling because they haven't been anywhere. Listen, it is never too late, okay? Listen, I'm an age is a state of mind kind of person. But the point I want to make, y'all, is that time is fleeting. Time is fleeting. We only get to live this life one time, and literally ain't nobody getting out alive. None of us are getting out alive. I saw this thing that cracked me up on Instagram. This girl was like, she was like, I don't give a shit anymore. We're all going to die anyway. And I know that's so morbid, but y'all, it's true. And I want y'all to be honest. I want you to put a yes or no in the comments. Be very honest. God forbid, but if for whatever reason you found out tomorrow was your last day in this earthly realm, put the words yes in the comments if you know that you would go out with no regrets. If you know that you would go out knowing that you gave life your all. If you know that you're going out knowing that, you know what, maybe this was sooner than I thought it was going to be, but at least I've been living in my purpose. I've been doing what I say I was going to do. And put the words no if not, because I'm going to be real with y'all. 2 years ago, my answer would have been no. That's what gave me the courage. I love saying these yeses in the comments. That's what gave me the courage, is when I realized, Bianca, you're just working. Would you just go work, pay bills, and die? Like this all we doing? This is all we're doing? That was my catalyst for commitment in terms of traveling the world, living abroad, learning the skills that I know today. Y'all, I know how to make money online now. I didn't always know this. I know how to travel on a budget now. I did not always have these skills, but I have them now because I was willing to fail. I stopped caring. Y'all, people be like, I've been wanting to be a content creator for years, but I feel like I'm so cringy. Do you really think there is any content creator out there that didn't put out their first piece of content and it wasn't cringy? Y'all, yesterday I started a brand new blog on YT. I started a brand new vlog. Y'all, I went and watched that thing last night. This was like 2 hours after I posted it, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, Bianca, this lighting is not even good. Oh my God, Bianca, you stuttered. And you know what? I was like, but you know what, Bianca? But you posted it. You got that first video out there. Y'all, you out here caring about being cringy in front of people who ain't doing nothing with their lives anyway. Drop the word hater in the comments if you notice that the people talking down to you are never the people living their best lives. Drop the word hater in the comments if you realize the people who are calling you cringy, most of the people who you're afraid to show up in front of, y'all, they not doing nothing with their lives anyway. What you talking about? And if you that pressed, and this is just for anybody who does want to be a content creator, or if anybody wants to do anything on social media, if you that pressed, block them. Create a secret page and don't tell nobody. When I created this page, I went and turned off those settings. So don't suggest me to no contacts. Don't suggest me to no Facebook, nothing. No. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I had a lot of imposter syndrome. whenever I first started this page. At the time, I had only traveled to 10 countries, and I was so busy comparing myself to the people who had traveled to 30, 40, 50, 80 countries. I was so busy comparing myself to them that I wasn't focusing on what mattered most, the people who have never left the US, the people who hadn't had their first passport, the people who has only traveled to 2 or 3 countries and they're trying to get to 10. I was so focused on comparing myself to the people who were traveling more than me that I almost didn't even make this page. I almost didn't even make this page. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that I almost did not even create this page? And now that I have created this page, now I get to see stuff like this. Now I get to see people like Montana. And this was from a couple months ago. Now she's officially been in Vietnam for like more than 2 months now. And she's on this app and she's on IG. You can go follow her journey. She got my Move Abroad resource guide back in the day, which comes in the course that I've been talking about on here, y'all. For any of y'all who are new, you can get the Move Abroad planning series course. It's at the link in my bio. For anybody who gets it while I'm live, I'm giving away my cash flow come up guide for free. So make sure y'all take advantage, okay? For those of y'all who are for real, y'all, she took advantage. And now she's living her best life in Vietnam, in Da Nang, Vietnam, and she loves it. Imagine if I never would have tried. Imagine if I was not willing to put myself out there. So many of y'all are sleeping on your potential. You are such a powerful creator. You're such a powerful creator. Start creating a life you cannot wait to wake up to. I'm in Grisha, Costa Rica, 4 months out of the States, and it's peaceful. Oh, I believe it. I love me some Costa Rica. Congrats. Y'all see what I mean? Y'all see what I mean? So I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the course in a minute, but first, I really want to share something powerful that was a game changer for me in terms of moving abroad. Okay, and that was testing it out first. Y'all, I would not be living abroad in this moment. I would not be living abroad in this moment if I did not test it out first. I know I wouldn't, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it hadn't really crossed my mind. I know I wanted to travel, but I didn't know what this life was like. How was Egypt? Egypt is a controversial topic for me. I was ready to go. Okay. I was ready to go. Lots of haggling, lots of staring, but oh my God, the monuments there will have your jaw on the floor. Don't go alone. Don't go without an Egyptian, but it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. So learning how to test drive living abroad, getting a taste of living abroad has been a game changer for me. I talk about trusted house sitters on here, for example. Drop the words pet in the comments if you like animals, PET. If you like dogs, cats, fish, horses, birds, reptiles, put the word pet in the comments. Y'all, I see Marsha already got her pet in there. Listen, y'all, trusted house sitters, I don't know if she's in here anymore. The woman I was talking to earlier in my travels, who was about to get ready to go to London and France, she's not paying for her accommodations. She is not paying to stay in London. She's not paying to stay in France. You know why? Because she's using trusted house sitters. You can go stay in people's nice ass houses, apartments, condos all over the world in exchange for taking care of their home and their pets. Y'all, earlier this year, you know when it starts to get to the end of the year and how like you have a hard time remembering what year it is? My brain keeps supposed to be like last year, and I'm like, Bianca, that was this year. Marsha said, can you bring family on trusted house sitters? Sometimes I will let you bring kids. It depends on the pets, but I'll be very honest. I would say that's the exception and not the rule. Y'all, these are not my dogs. These are not my dogs, okay? Not my dogs. You see me laid up in a hammock? This was this nice ass house me and my husband stayed at in Mexico for almost, if you're watching on YT, I actually have a photo up. I don't know. I don't think I can do that on here on YT, but I have it up on TikTok. This was this nice ass house we stayed at in Mexico for almost 3 weeks, taking care of these two adorable little cuties. Y'all see me laid up in that hammock. Laid up in the hammock. These dogs didn't even have to be watched, y'all. They didn't even have to be watched because they were because they had like their own little like backyard area. Here I am again in a hammock. Here I am, and you see my husband back there in the kitchen cooking, and you see one of the dogs, Ani, walking around. Y'all, this is a great example of how you can experience living abroad without even having to pay for the accommodations. So that means you are, even if you are like, paying your rent, your mortgage, whatever it is in the US, whenever you go to travel, you're going to go stay in this house in Mexico for 3 weeks. You're going to go stay in London for 2 weeks. You're going to go stay in Guatemala for 4 weeks, whatever it is that you end up doing. There are houses that are months long, y'all. No rent required, an annual fee. And when you use my referral, you can actually get 25% off as low as $99 for the entire year. Y'all better stop sleeping. Y'all better stop sleeping. Here are the dogs. Here's the little like backyard area that they have. Remember I said that we didn't even have to like walk them. Trusted House Sitters is a great way to get a taste of living abroad, and you don't even got to pay for your accommodations. Y'all, this is just one example. I give more in the MAPS course. For those of y'all who are new here, welcome. Carmen, you said wait for what? For those of y'all who are just now joining in, everything that you need to know to get the F out of the United States and live abroad is in the MAPS course. What the fuck? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. In the Move Abroad Planning Series course. It is 12 videos, okay? Drop the word new in the comments if you've already learned something new just from being on this live so far today. What's a budget-friendly travel insurance? I need this for volunteering. I don't know, because I just have the one that comes with a credit card. I've never seen an expensive travel insurance. Honestly, they're all pretty. I got travel insurance back in 2019, but I don't remember which one I used. Safety Wing is a really popular one though. Carmen said, I'm trying to move planning. Okay, Carmen, so do you have any questions? Thank y'all so much for double tapping the live. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all, another example of a way, and listen, if you don't like pets, whatever, I ain't throwing you no shade. Another example of a way that you can test out living abroad is by doing like a group travel program. Y'all, that's how I did it. People look at me now, y'all. My mama came here, my sister came here, my friends came here. They're like, oh my God, Bianca, you're just like a local here. Look at you just walking around, going grocery shopping, speaking the language. I'm like, y'all, listen, started from the bottom, now we here. It was not always like this for me. Okay, I worked my way up. I started off in a group travel program. Right now, I'm in Colombia for the 3rd time. Y'all, this was my first time in Colombia. This was my first trip here. I traveled with 28 strangers for 4 months. This was the first time that I got a taste of living abroad. There are programs that you could sign up for to go live abroad for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you can get a taste of this lifestyle before you fully jump in. And there's even some options that allow you to bring kids. Y'all better stop playing with your life. Stop playing with your life. You only doing this one time. Everything, Carmen, everything that you need is in the Move Abroad course. It's in my MAPS course at the link in my bio. I think you said something up here about remote jobs as well. Teaching credentials, also trying to find a remote job. All of that and more is in the MAPS course. It's at the link in my bio. And remember, for anybody who gets it while I'm live, I'm going to send you that cash flow come up guide as a bonus because I love an action taker. I'm talking to the people who are willing to invest in themselves. I have invested tens of thousands of dollars, y'all, in my personal development and my professional development because I understand the power. I understand the power of doing something different to live a different life. Some of y'all ain't never invested $25 in yourself. I'm not throwing you no shade, but we gonna be honest about it today. Some of y'all, you ain't never bought a stock. You ain't never bought a course. You ain't never invested in a mentor. And listen, that's okay because we all had to start at ground zero, but you have to ask yourself, how serious are you? Put in the comments on a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about moving abroad? And I want you to give an honest answer. Don't just be throwing a 10 out there because a 10 sounds sexy, okay? On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about living abroad? Put your number in the comments. Marsha said, my credit is trash. I hope this doesn't hold me back too much. Girl, they don't care about your credit outside of the U.S. That's a trap. That is a trap. Credit scores, that's slavery in the U.S., but y'all don't want me to go there. That's a whole other tangent, baby. They don't care about your credit score. They don't care. They're like, do you got the money? Bet. Here's your apartment. You got the money? Bet. Here's your car. Y'all, that credit score keeping you trapped in the U.S. The credit card, the credit scores, the debt. Oh, my God. Y'all better wake up. Why nobody not dropping a number on TikTok? Don't be scared. On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about moving abroad? Do not be scared. Let me see them numbers in the comments. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Okay, Sass Almighty is at a 10. Brittany's at a 6. Marie is at a 7. Marsha talking about 8.5. Doreen said 10,000. Y'all, if you put a 7 or up, that means you've already been taking action, okay? I'm going to be real with y'all. If you have not already taken any action on moving abroad, you ain't got no business talking about 7. No, you're not. You're not. And that's okay. It's okay if you're not there yet. But I need y'all to understand the power of self-awareness, the power of accountability. When you stop pointing fingers and blaming other people for your problems, when you start recognizing that wherever you are in life, it's because of you. Wherever I am in life, it's because of me. It's because of my choices. When you start having that level of accountability and you recognize that this life is possible for you and ain't nothing holding you back from you, y'all, a whole world opens up. Sass says planning to get out by 2027, period. Carmen said, so I seen books and resources. What you mean, Carmen? Are you talking about in terms of like your moving abroad journey? This was also me in my first time in Colombia. In your bio. Or the MAPS course is, if you click on the link in my bio, when you scroll down, it's the first one in there. So it says, oh my God, I thought I had it pulled up over here. Too many tabs. Dun, 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 dun. I'm such a dork. I'm sorry. And then I'm become even dorkier because I literally laugh at myself. 297. Yes, Carmen, that's the one. That's the one that has all the information that you need to move out of the U.S. And like I said, if you get it while I'm live, I'm going to send you that cash flow come up guide as a bonus. Got passports, got extra copies of important docs, working on getting docs on pasta. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking to the action takers today, y'all. This was also my first time in Colombia. That was my program leader. So I traveled with a company called Remote Year. They don't exist anymore, but this was our program leader. Her name was Juli. She's Argentinian, and yeah, this was us at a finca. A finca is a farm, and that's where we were in Colombia. So this is my first time here. For those of you who are still like, oh, how did you choose Colombia? How did you know Colombia was right for you? Because I've been here before, okay? Y'all, I just celebrated my 33rd birthday here in Colombia 2 weeks ago. This was me celebrating my 27th birthday here. These are some of the people that I travel with, including my husband in the back and a couple of photo bombers. This was my first time living abroad here in Colombia. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so confident about being here now, because I've been here before. Listen, some of y'all, you're the type of person, you can go move to another country and figure it out. You can be somewhere where you don't speak the language and you're not going to freak out about it. You are a go with the flow kind of person, okay? You're looking 25, black don't cry. Oh, you're so sweet, Marsha. Thank you. I don't know if I look 25. I would like to look 25. We'll see. 30s are humbling. I'll say that. But I appreciate you. Y'all, what was I about to say? Damn. I'm sorry, y'all. I really be losing my train of thought. Like, I actually be getting concerned with how frequently I lose my train of thought at this age, because I'm like, Bianca, you're only 33, sis. What's going on? Somebody give me some hope and tell me that it gets better, that I'm going to hit 35 and it's like all of a sudden my brain is going to be like, shh. Great memories. I don't know. We'll see. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Y'all, there are companies that will allow you to go and like volunteer in exchange for meals, in exchange for accommodations. Again, there are so many different ways to move abroad. I give you a ton of them in the MAPS course. Okay. All of this is in the course, um which is at the link in my bio. Okay, so we talked about 3 different ways that you can test out moving abroad. Okay. Now I want you to drop the word test in the comments if you would be willing to do either of the 3. Number 1 was trusted house sitters, taking care of people's pets and home in exchange for free accommodations. Number 2 was damn, hit myself in the face. Number 2 was traveling with a group, doing like a group travel program where you go travel with people and you can stay in a country for weeks or months at a time to get a taste of living abroad. Number 3, volunteering in exchange for accommodations. Put the word test in the comments if you will be willing to try any of these things, whether you will be willing to try number 1, 2, or 3. Drop the words test in the comments. Dang, nobody? I just spit on my laptop. Y'all, don't be quiet on me today. I told you, IG is for lurkers, okay? TikTok is for lovers. Girl, you are still young. You still young. Age is a state of mind. Shit, I know people out here who are, oh my God, I really spit this water on my laptop. I know people out here who are twice my age and they act and look and feel younger than people who are my age, okay? Thank you, Marie. Somebody came in here for me. I was like, y'all go talk to me today. Lazy Acres says, Marsha says, period. Marsha said, I would. My boo probably won't. Don't care. He can stay here until I get back. Okay. Okay. Because we're not putting off our best life for nobody. Okay. Judge me. I don't give a fuck. Y'all, sometimes people be on here like, I want to move abroad, but my husband don't want to go. Leave his ass at home. But no, there was another video where I actually did break down some more tips on how to convince your partner, because I know that is something that I hear a lot. Okay, I see Brittany says test. I see Brittany says test as well. For those of y'all who said test, which one would you be willing to do? Would you be willing to house sit, group travel, or house sit, group travel, or volunteer? Let me know in the comments. Lazy Acre said, I lived in Uganda for 3 months and really ready to travel again with my family. Definitely leaving my husband if he can't get on board. Listen, y'all, you got to do what you got to do for your life, because we all leaving this world alone. And imagine being well, that sounds so morbid. Imagine being on your deathbed and being like, oh, well, I was going to go live in Portugal for 2 years, but I didn't do it because of my husband. And where your husband at now? He probably left this world before you did. Let me shut up. Let me stop before I get toxic. Oh, I heard Uganda is so beautiful. I've never been there, but I heard Ugandans are also super nice. Okay, Kiwi said that she would be willing to volunteer. Y'all, you have options. Like I said, I go into more details about all of these in the MAPS course. Marsha said, I'm right there with you. Y'all are cracking me up. Oh my God. Okay. So y'all, let's start talking about the real piece of moving abroad that a lot of people are not talking about. I would want to do the travel group that kids can go as well. Yes, Brittany. Oh my God. What is it called? Oh my God. That just made me mad. That actually just made me mad that I cannot figure that out. That really made me mad that I can't figure that out. What is it called? Noma Collective. That's what it's called. Noma Collective. That's the name of the company. If you want to look into them, I go into more detail in the course, but if you just want to take a look, they're called Noma Collective. And so they do all kinds of group trips, but they do also include family ones. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Hey, I saw another course come through. All right, I see you, Marsha. I see you, Rachel. I'm gonna send y'all your bonuses whenever y'all get off of here. And whenever I get off of here, whenever I get off of here, I'm gonna send y'all the live bonuses. Yeah, Noma Collective, but closed. It's Noma, one word. But yeah, that's the name of the one where they have kids groups. You are so welcome. Okay, so let's start talking about the real thing that's holding y'all back. Lazy Acre said, it's very beautiful and everyone was kind. Which country would you say was most affordable? Which country that I've been to that's most affordable? Southeast Asia is the most affordable place in the world. Like it is literally like the least expensive place in the world. Indonesia is the least expensive country, but also like Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, all of those places are the least expensive. But as far as like y'all in general, outside of the actually, I didn't post it yet. I scheduled it. I was gonna say, I have a video on my page too where I put like the least expensive countries I've ever traveled to. Colombia, where I am here in Medellin, very, very affordable. Mexico is very affordable. El Salvador, Peru. I mean, like I said, y'all, honestly, outside of the US, so many places. Like Albania, you have so many options for real, especially if you're not trying to like, even if you want to go to France, maybe you're not trying to move to like Paris, but because remember, we talk about countries, but you also got to narrow it down to the city. Oh, I need a quick break. Give me 1 second. Y'all. I'll be right back. I'm coming right back, and I'm going to talk about the number one thing that's actually holding you back from moving abroad and how you're going to change that. That's going to happen. Believe that. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Asia, exactly where I plan to go. I'm going to cheap out your videos. Yeah. I know you're watching on YT, so if you go under, you can go into the Living Abroad playlist or under the Budget Travel Tips playlist. All right, I'm back, y'all. Same, trying to go to Vietnam. Not sure what part though. Go check out multiple places. I mean, in Vietnam. Okay, y'all. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Drop the word ready in the comments if y'all are ready to dive into the actual truth behind what is holding you back from living abroad and how you are going to flip this around. Because this right here, y'all, this is the one where I'm like, I don't know why more people online ain't talking about this. There's a lot of people on here like, this is my life. Spend a day with me living in Thailand. This is how you're going to get this visa. This is the country. This is the city. But hold on, y'all. This is the country. This is the city, whatever. But, oh, damn. Oh, okay. That did not work the way I thought it was going to. But drop the word ready in the comments if you are ready to talk about the actual next step. For those of you who, Marsha is ready. For those of you who are for real about getting out of the U.S. For those of you who are for real about making this move abroad life happen for you. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm about to tell you something you're not going to want to hear. I'm going to tell you something you're not going to want to hear. You might roll your eyes. You might give me the side eye. You might be like, bitch, please. And that's fine. But I'm going to be real with you right now. What's actually holding you back is your mindset. What's actually stopping you from moving abroad is your mindset. You don't think you can do it. You don't think you can do it. And guess what? So as a man thinketh, so is he. You don't think you can do it, and you can't. You think it's too hard, and it is. You think it's too expensive, and it is. You think it's going to be overwhelming, and it is. You think that so many things are going to go wrong, they are. Your mindset is the biggest piece of the moving abroad puzzle. Because moving abroad is 80% mindset. 80%. Some people would say 90. Some people would say 90, okay? Moving abroad is at least 80% mindset. Stop talking yourself out of the life you deserve to live. Stop talking yourself out of cutting your expenses in half. Stop talking yourself out of living a slower lifestyle, waking up when your body wakes up, having a slow morning, sipping your coffee while you're watching the sunrise, sending your children to school, not being afraid that they're not going to make it home, eating fresh, delicious food at a third of the price that you're paying right now. Stop talking yourself out of your best life. What are you doing? We get to do this one time. We get to do this one time. And y'all, I told you I'm gonna tell you the shit that you don't want to hear today. You not no different than the people who are already doing it, the people who have already done it. Thank you, LaShawn. You are no different. I hate to break it to you. You're not unique because you got kids. You're not unique because you have a pet. You're not unique because you're queer. You're not unique because you have a disability. You're not unique because you don't have a remote job yet. You're not unique because you've only traveled on a cruise before. You're not unique because you think it's going to be hard. There's somebody out there with 5 kids and they did it. There's somebody out there with 7 pets and they did it. There's somebody out there who has to live their life in a wheelchair and they did it. There's somebody out there they check every fucking letter in the queer box and they live in their best life abroad. And you know why? Because they shifted their mindset. They stopped talking themselves out of their best lives. They stopped talking themselves out of what they deserve. Sis, you're already worthy. You're already worthy of this. And y'all, I want to be very clear. I am humble. I am humble because I'm human. I'm human just like the rest of y'all. And I have had my days where I was like, what did I do to deserve this? Why was I chosen? And y'all, I'm gonna be real, especially when you move to a country where like the US dollar is stronger. And sometimes you look around and you see these people and y'all, let's have a real moment for a second. Oh, this country is so cheap. Oh, I ate lunch for $4. I ate lunch for $5. My rent's only $1,100 a month. Y'all, let's be real for a minute. This is because we make US dollar. The people here making Colombian pesos, the people in Thailand making baht, okay? The people in Egypt making pounds, it's a different story for them. It is a privilege for you to have a U.S. passport. It should be a sin for you not to have your U.S. passport. And if you have it and you're not using it, that's even worse. Do y'all realize how blessed we are as U.S. citizens with the U.S. passport? Y'all see these articles, the U.S. passport isn't as strong as it used to be. Listen, honey, I can promise you that U.S. passport is still stronger than most other countries. Let me tell y'all a quick story. Me and my husband were in the airport. We were about to go to Panama. This was last year. We were about to go to Panama, but our flight was to Colombia because we finessed the layover. Budget travel hack, by the way. Anyway, so we had to fill out. You don't have to fill this out now for Colombia, thankfully, but you had to fill it out last year. So we're about to fill this thing out. And I was already done with mine. It took me like 2 minutes. I was like, you know what? You don't worry about the bags. I'll go ahead and fill yours out. First, for those of you who do not know, my husband is not American. Now, my husband is a U.S. citizen as of 2016, but he's not American. He's West African. He was born in Sierra Leone, and he was there for like the first like 9 something years of his life. So I went to fill out my husband, y'all. I accidentally put his nationality as Sierra Leone instead of the U.S. And when I tell you there is a big difference in that form, I was getting so frustrated they was asking me for some shit I had never heard of. Well, do you have this form? Did you pay this? I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then I finally realized I had accidentally put his nationality as Sierra Leone. Do y'all understand what that means? Do you understand that for me as a U.S. citizen, I was able to fill out this form in 2 minutes and be done. But if my husband was not a U.S. citizen, if he was still considered a citizen of Sierra Leone, there was a whole bunch of other shit that he was going to have to do because he was not a U.S. citizen. Having a U.S. passport is a privilege. It's a privilege that so many people don't even take advantage of. Put the word passport in the comments if you already got that password. If you already got that passport, put the word passport in the comments. And if you're going to be applying for that passport within the next 90 days, put the words "it's coming." in the comments. And it better be one or the other. It better be passport or it better be it's coming. We are not going into 2026 without a passport. We're not doing that. You got a problem with what I'm saying right now? Get out of the live. I'm not talking. It's tough love today, okay? Marie says it's coming. Let's get it. Brittany said passport. Let's get it. Y'all, get your passport yesterday. Get your passport yesterday. Y'all, the way shit is going in the U.S., I need y'all to just stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Do I think that you're going to have to flee the country? No, I do not. However, stay ready so you don't got to get ready, okay? I need y'all to have your passports yesterday. Going back to mindset, y'all, everybody is going through these same things in terms of living abroad. Do you think that I didn't wonder how this was going to work out? What if we don't make enough money? What if we get to this country and they don't like us? What if we don't get along with, in the culture? What if we get out here and fail and we got to tuck our tails and go back to the US? Do you have any idea how cool of a story you will have to tell for the rest of your life, even if you moved abroad and failed? Do you know how many people don't even have a passport? And one day you're going to talk about how you attempted to live in France for 3 months, but after 7 weeks you had to go back. Do you know how blessed you are to say that you went and lived in another country for 7 weeks? Y'all, I have traveled to 24 different countries despite growing up Black and broke in the United States. And you want to sit here and give me your excuses? You can keep them. You can keep them. I'm not going to take them from you. I'm not going to try to convince you. I'm here. I'm here to be a resource. If you have questions, ask them. I am right here. I go live so that you can see I'm a real human being. I'm not just a content creator. I'm not just somebody who has this many followers. Oh, she's so cool. I don't give a damn who thinks I'm cool. I don't give a shit. To be honest with y'all, if you want me to be really real with y'all, I barely even post these days. I just started the YT vlog. In general, I barely even post about like my life because I don't care. I'm not out here so that I can look cool. I'm out here because of the hundreds of people who have commented and texted and DM and told me, Bianca, I want to live abroad. I want to travel more. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to pick the places right for me. I don't know how I'm going to make money. I don't know where I should go if I want an LGBTQ plus community. I don't know how to do this with children. I don't know how my pets are going to come with me. And I said, you know what? Let me help you out. And I created a resource. So you have everything in one place. Stop saving all these TikTok videos. Stop liking those 2 videos on YouTube. You got a blog post over here. You emailed yourself a photo of whatever. You got all this shit everywhere. Get organized and make this shit happen. Everything that you need is in the MAPS course. MAP stands for Moving Abroad Planning Series. I put 12 videos. Y'all think this is helpful? I went live for 12 days in a row. No gatekeeping. All things how to move abroad from the US. And I put it all in one spot. There's a workbook for you to follow along. You can print it out or you can do it online in a Word doc if you want. And it comes with my 23-page resource guide for those of you who like to also have like the written version where you can click around. Y'all, you get all of this in the course. You can revisit it whenever you want. You get free updates for life. The more I learn, the more you learn. Once you invest once, you never, it doesn't matter if the price goes up. It doesn't matter if I decide to add 12 more videos. Once you have it, you get the free updates for life. As long as I keep making updates, you keep getting updates, okay? All of this information is in the course. And the reason I'm giving away my cash flow come up guide, the cash flow, for those of you who just want to learn how to make more money, the cash flow come up guide is in my bio. It's not related to living abroad. It's just people who want to learn how to make more money because that's the number one question that I get. You can go grab the cash flow come up guide in my bio. I think it's $47. You can go grab it out of my bio. But what I'm telling you is you're going to get it for free if you get the MAPS course, because I love rewarding people who take action. Because I'm telling you, after doing this for so long, After years, after talking to hundreds of people, I know that y'all got bullshit excuses. So I'm here to talk to the people who are willing to put their excuses aside and take action on what they want. The people who are like, Bianca, it's 10:21. I'm getting the bundle today. I'm getting in that shit tonight. Tonight. I'm not watching Netflix tonight. I'm watching the videos. This weekend, instead of going out and, getting drunk, I'm going to spend my Friday studying how to pick the country that's best for me. This Sunday, I'm going through the cash flow come up guide and I am learning. I'm learning how to make more money. I'm exploring these different side hustles, these different businesses. I'm going to start investing in stocks. I'm going to start learning how to make my money work for me like wealthy people do. Y'all, on average, wealthy people have 7 streams of income. 7. Most of us got 1. And that 1 is dependent on somebody else. People out here being at their jobs for 10, 20 years getting laid off. And y'all out here talking about job security. There ain't no such thing as job security, y'all. The 9 to 5 is leaving. The 9 to 5 is leaving. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not telling you it's bad to look for a remote job. I give remote job resources in the MAPS course as well. But y'all need to learn how to make money for yourself. It's 2025. Look at your screen time. How many hours a day are you spending scrolling? How many shows have you binged in the last month? This is why I don't care about the excuses, because somebody up here has binged 3 different Netflix shows in the last 90, 60, 30 days. And they over here trying to tell me, well, I want to move abroad, but I don't know how. That's why I'm talking to the action takers today. For those of you who want to take advantage of the live bonus, get in there. It's at the link in my bio. If you're watching on YT, it's in the description. The Move Abroad Planning Series, the MAPS course. For those of you who get it while I'm live, I'm sending you that cash flow come up guide for free because I believe in rewarding people who walk the walk and not just talk the talk. Next Level said, I've been left jobs. No jobs have ever been secure. Y'all, my sister is a nurse. She works for the VA. And this was a few months ago now. I don't know if y'all remember when, I think it was Elon Musk, where like he was basically telling all these federal workers that they needed to like basically prove their worth. They had to like write out what they did in their job. My sister she's been at this job for more than 10 years. She is a nurse in a VA hospital. And she asked me to help her write out her 5 sentences for how to prove her worth. What is job security? And y'all, outside of that, y'all, let me tell you something about where you work for yourself, baby. We're talking no income cap. We talking no salary. Ain't no hourly wage. You make as much as you want to make. We're talking time freedom. Put the word yes in the comments if you want to know what it feels like to wake up and do whatever the hell you want to do that day. This is another thing that living abroad taught me. Being able to wake up and do what I want to do that day, y'all, that's the real flex. Because you don't want money. You don't care about money. You want freedom. You want choices. You want to be able to wake up and sleep in a little bit later because you're tired that day. You want to be able to spend more time with your kids that you're spending at your job. You want to be able to travel without having to ask a job permission. Y'all, asking permission, you a grown. Let me come back. You a grown ass human and you going to ask your boss permission? Y'all, the things that we have been taught are normal are not supposed to be normal. That was the biggest thing for me in living abroad. Recognizing that the things that are normalized in the US are not normal. Struggling is not supposed to be normal. Working yourself to death is not supposed to be normal. Spending more time working than taking care of your health. I'm talking your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. That's not supposed to be normal. Being afraid to go to the dentist, to go to the doctor, to the emergency room, to go to the orthodontist, to go to the dermatologist, being afraid to take care of your health because you're afraid of how much it's going to cost is not supposed to be normal. I'm talking to the people who want to wake up. I'm talking to the people who want to get out of the matrix. I'm not talking to everybody. But if I'm talking to you, let me see the word freedom in the comments. Drop the word freedom in the comments. If you want to know what it's like to wake up in a country and do whatever it is you want to do, drop the word freedom in the comments. If you are so tired of slaving away for somebody else's calendar, the pointless ass Microsoft team meetings, the corporate passive aggressiveness, the corporate politics, waiting for a bi-weekly paycheck. I make money every single day. Passive money. Y'all been talking about making money online. We can take it a step further, baby. Let's talk about passive income. I'm talking about you sleep and then you wake up and you see that you got sales notifications in your phone. I'm talking about you're at your kid's soccer game, you watching TV with your person on the couch, you cooking, you see sales notifications coming in on your cell phone. I'm talking about you out here making money from things that you created, from income streams and foundations that you built 6 months ago, 6 years ago. Y'all, passive income, that's a whole other flex, baby. That's a whole other flex. And why can't you do it? Because of you. Because of your self-sabotaging habits. Because you don't believe in you. Because you think it's going to be too hard. Because you assume you assume it's going to be too much and you talk yourself out of it before you really even try. And you over here wondering how everybody else did it. They did it because even when it was hard, they kept going. They did it because even when they were discouraged, even when they had the self-doubt, even when they had the imposter syndrome, even when they cried. Do you know how many times I wanted to quit my fucking business? You know, they say in entrepreneurship, if you don't want to quit at least once a month, you probably ain't doing shit. You know how many times I've cried? Because I've wondered, Bianca, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why is this not going the way I wanted it to go? Oh, I thought I was going to be here by now. But you know what? Y'all, I got my time freedom. I ain't working for nobody else. I wake up and I do what I want. Y'all, I woke up at 6:40 this morning. I thought I was going to be live at 8:30. You know what time I went live? 9:40. I bullshitted for 3 hours. You think I care? No. I don't care. It's my time. Ain't nobody waiting on me. I don't owe nobody shit. Because I was willing to try. I was willing to do something different. Sky says, moved to Thailand 3 months ago. Whole life changed for the better. I believe it. I believe it. What part of Thailand? I love me some Thailand, y'all. Y'all know how many times I've wanted to quit? But you know why I keep going? Do you know why? The actual number one reason why I keep going? This. For those of you on YT, I got a comment up here. Actually, somebody posted this on YT under one of my videos. It says, I just want you to know you inspired us to leave sooner. I remember you on television. I believe early January, I was interviewed by NBC. Side note. We are 7 days in Southeast Asia. We started a YouTube channel to document our journey. We hope to inspire we hope to inspire others. Oh, thank you, House of Legacy. I'm Bianca. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Y'all, this is why I keep going. This is why I keep going, because I know that this is bigger than me. I know that this is about serving. This is about living in my purpose. When I'm abroad, my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health is better. Every morning I wake up, I say, thank you, God, for another beautiful day in this beautiful city. Y'all, look at my views. Look at this. Y'all see this? Do y'all see that out there? Do y'all see these views that I get to wake up to every day? Y'all, how was I going to do this if I didn't decide to push past fear? How was I going to do this if I didn't decide to keep going even when I wanted to quit? How was I going to do this if I could not get out of my comfort zone? Marsha, it's the same views that I showed you, that I put in the vlog. Y'all, how was I going to do this if I was not willing to do something different? Y'all, everything that you need is in the MAPS course. Stop being afraid to invest in yourself. Stop being afraid to invest in yourself. People will look at, and y'all listen, like I said, I'm humble. Okay, I am humble. Emily says I live abroad, but I'm looking for work ideas so I can travel too. Emily, if you're already living abroad, you don't need the MAPS course, but I would get the cash flow come up guide. It's at the link in my bio, and that's a 33-page guide with a video on different ways that you can make money. There's remote job resources in there as well. Y'all, you are so welcome. Y'all, the reason why I keep doing this is because I know that I'm living in my purpose, because I'm helping other people. I'm live because I want you to ask me questions. I want you to tell me what you're struggling with. I want to be here to help you, okay? And yes, I can answer your questions on live, but if you want everything all in one place, this is why I created the course. I created it so you can have everything in one spot, everything that you need to join this US dropout movement, everything that you need to get the F out of America, the US, and start living abroad. I put it in the course. Some of y'all be looking at stuff and you talking about the cost. What is it costing you to stay in the US? What is it costing you to keep waking up every morning, looking in the mirror, knowing that you were meant for more? What is it costing you to continue to live a mediocre life of struggle, knowing that you deserve better? Your family deserves better. Your children deserve better. What is it costing you? Knowing that you're continuing to eat these foods that are slowly poisoning you. What is it costing you to look yourself in the mirror and watch your self-confidence erode every day because you keep going to work for somebody else when you know you can be doing more? What is it costing you to not invest in yourself? Remember, we talked about mindset. These are some of the questions that I need y'all to ask yourselves. What is it costing you to not invest in learning how to start creating the life that you cannot wait to wake up to? I'm a regular girl from North Carolina. I'm no different than you. I'm no better than you. The only difference is I was willing to get out of my comfort zone. Sweet Side says money. What do you mean? Kelsey said, I just need to find a country to scout. I don't want to choose the wrong country. Kelsey, I spent in the MAPS course, there are 12 videos. I spent 3 videos talking about how to choose the place that is best for you. The questions you want to ask yourself, how to do certain research, my own personal recommendations, 3 videos on how to choose the place that's best for you, because that's also one of the top questions that I get. Hey, North Carolina, what part? It's like I can't even say North Carolina without saying it in P.D. Pablo's voice. That's where I am now. Thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. I do sell my house and auto. If that's what you want to do, by all means. Okay, Charlotte. I was born in Charlotte. Y'all, the reason that you see me up here doing this, the reason why I continue to show up, it's because of this. If you're watching on YT, there's another comment up here. It says, hey, Queen, I hope all has been well. I just wanted to let you know that I'm officially leaving the U.S. and restarting my life in the DR because of you and your amazing videos. She's talking about the same videos in the MAPS course that is in my bio, y'all. Because of you and your amazing videos, I'm finally taking the leap and getting on that plane tomorrow. Thank you so much for inspiring me and can't wait to see what happens. Y'all, do you really think her name is Ariane? Do you think Ariane didn't feel fear? Do you think that Ariane wasn't nervous? Do you think that Ariane had it all figured out? Do you think that she didn't make any mistakes? Do you think she didn't have any setbacks? No, but she was willing to take action regardless. How many of you are willing to take action regardless? Y'all, the information is out there. And let me know again, what countries are y'all thinking about? Drop them in the comments for me. What countries are y'all thinking about moving to? Remind me. I know I asked a little bit earlier, but y'all know how live people be in and out. So let me know. Let me know in the comments what countries y'all are thinking about. And remember, y'all, for those of you who want to take advantage of the live bonus, I'm not going to be in here much longer. So run and grab the MAPS course, okay? I'm not gonna be here much longer. And you can, I forgot to even mention the damn promo code, y'all. And it's 20% off. If you go to the link in my bio, it says it right there. Use promo code 20, spelled out 20 for 20% off. So y'all, whenever it comes to the course, you can use the promo code 20 for 20% off. You can do a payment plan. They have Klarna and Afterpay options. Marsha already got it earlier. She said she used the payment plan option as well. And you can use it. You can use that promo code. And then you also get the live bonus. Panama, Mexico, and Japan. Okay, so are you scouting those places? Have you been to either of those before? Thailand. Oh, Bangkok. Bangkok is my favorite city in Thailand. Spain. I've only been in Spain for a day. So like I'm always like, y'all, I cannot give my opinion because I wasn't really there for that long. But Spain is a super popular place. Ghana, Portugal, Thailand, Panama, Belize. Come on, Nini. Have y'all traveled to these places yet? Are you planning on going to these places to check anything out? Let me know. Y'all, the reason that I continue to show up is because of these comments. When y'all reach out to me and you talk to me about how you've taken action, I see a lot of Panama. For those of y'all, I have a video on my YT channel. I interviewed a woman in Thailand and I interviewed a woman in Panama. If y'all want to, if y'all want to go check those out so you can kind of hear somebody else's experience, not yet, just in the beginning stages. Okay, listen, beginning is all good. You got to start somewhere. I need to scout for at least 5 days. I would do 7. 5 is, travel to Portugal. Did you like Portugal, Marsha? Okay, so I hear y'all talking about y'all planning on doing it. All right, y'all, be an action taker, okay? Most of the reason why most people are not where they are in life is because all we do is talk about what we want. We don't actually take action. I'm gonna give y'all another example. Y'all, YT, I have another comment up here. You encouraged me to move abroad. Now my daughter and I are in Costa Rica, been here for a month, loving it, surrounded by fruit trees, paying $500. Go sisters. Y'all, the proof is in the pudding. People are out here living their best lives outside of the United States. You know how many people have said the new American dream is to leave America? Y'all, people are out here doing it. Why can't you? When are you going to stop holding yourself back from the life that you want to live? You only get to do this one time. Marie says, I'm planning my trip out now. Let's go. Hello, Cemento. Who did your hair? Studio Braids here in Medellin. This is my second time going to them. Portugal was beautiful. Food was good. Fell in love with the desserts. I would go back just for the desserts. I need to go to Portugal because the desserts here in Medellin are kind of garbage. You got to find them because they're just not that sweet out here. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all tapping that screen. What questions do y'all have about the course? If y'all have any questions about the MAPS course, as a matter of fact, I'm still need to go through. Drop the word course in the comments if you want me to walk through every single thing that you get in the course because I have it pulled up here. My aunt told me not to waste my best years and go. I believe it. I believe it. $297, Kelsey, but you can use that promo code 20. Jesus, you know how to spell the word 20, TWENTY for 20% off. And remember, y'all, I'm also going to send you that live bonus for those of y'all who get it while I'm live. You can go grab it at the link in my bio. But drop the word course in the comments if you want me to start walking through everything in the course. And if you just have any general questions about it, let me know in the comments as well. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Chandra, y'all, we got another comment up here. Sandra said, we are in day 5 of your booklet and videos. She's talking about the same course. It has helped so much so far. Y'all, people are out here taking action. People are out here taking action. What you waiting on? What you waiting on? Some of y'all out here just moved to Medellin 2 weeks ago with my best friend. We are loving it so far. Thank you for all your content. It was helpful and encouraging in the process. I'm so happy to hear that. Also, I'm in Medellin too. That's incredible. Isn't it so beautiful here? Is it your first time here? Is it your first time here or have you been here before? I'm just curious. Y'all, literally, the proof is in the pudding, y'all. People, Cemento, right here. I'm in Medellin. People are out here taking action. People are out here taking action, y'all. So many people do not even consider We are staying in Super Beautiful. Yes, both of our first time here, staying in El Poblado, period. Marsha said, I'm good with crafty things like making paper flowers, baby baskets, stuff like that. Any advice on how to make it a business? Well, Marsha, the thing, I mean, I think in the US, you can sell stuff like that, like on Etsy, but as far as like when you're abroad, it's going to be kind of hard to like ship those types of things. If you move to a place that has markets, like you might be able to attend a market and be able to sell them there. But I mean, while you're in the US, you can put that stuff on Etsy. Lorella's period. Kelsey says, I don't have any talents. That's not true. I used to say that about myself, and then I realized my talent was speaking. I used to always say I didn't have any talents because I wasn't a DIYer and I wasn't really good with my hands. But you have talents and you have skills. Are you looking to like turn your skills into money? Because if so, I do. If you send me a DM, I can send you a friend of mine actually that's what she specializes in, is literally helping people turn their physical skills into an online business. So let me know, because I can send you more information about that if you want to send me a DM. Oh, thank you, Kelsey. You are sweet. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Okay, so so like I said, y'all have seen, like, I don't even know where I'm at now, how many comments I put up here. How many people are out here taking action and making it happen? So let me know, y'all. Let's just be real. I am right here. I am here to be a resource for you. What's stopping you? Let me know in the comments. What's stopping you from moving abroad? For those of you who are still debating on the course, what is stopping you from taking action? Let's talk about it. Don't be nervous. It's just me. I literally go live to be a resource for y'all. I can just post to my feed and reply to comments, but I go live because I like having this interaction. I like being able to talk to people. I like being able to help people work through things. So let me know in the comments if y'all have questions either about moving abroad in general or about the course. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out how we can get you from being afraid of the unknown, being afraid to invest in yourself, being afraid to take a leap, to actually taking action. Even if that action means that you start small. I used to be a healthy lifestyle coach, and one of the things I used to always tell people is that the habit is more important than the amount. So many of us don't even do the things that we need to do because we think we got to start big. Thank you so much, Imani. So many of us don't even start because we think that we got to have it all figured out. Y'all, sometimes right now, all you can do is take one tiny step in that direction, and that's okay. There's going to be some days where you're going to feel like you are on fire and you can get 8 things done in one day. And there's going to be some days where you're like, you know what, today, this is all I can do. And that's life. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, Imani. Marsha says, finding the income to move abroad is holding me back. Marsha, you already got the course. You got the cash flow come. The cash flow come up guide is coming to you today. So that's already solved, baby. Exactly. You got your course. You got the course. So not for long. You're going to learn how to start making more money. And if you have any questions about anything in the guide, you can reach out to me. Hey, baby, how was your workout? Okay. Is that why your hat is backwards? Because that's new. Turn it to the side so you can look like a DJ. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Whenever it comes to making money while living abroad, there are 3 main ways. The first thing is a remote job. The first way is a remote job that you can work from anywhere. Get out of my face. My husband's making me laugh. The first way is a remote job that you can work from anywhere. The second way is teaching English. That's another really common way that people make money while living abroad. And you can teach English online, or you can teach English like in the country that you're going to move to. I've seen people do both. And the third way is learning how to make money for yourself. I cover all 3 of these in the MAPS course. Okay. If you're watching on YT, the course is in the description. If you're watching on TikTok, the course is at the link in my bio. Y'all, I'm about to get off of here, so you got a couple more minutes. For those of you who are the action takers and you want to take advantage of that live bonus, you want to have everything in the course on how to move abroad, and then you also want to get the cash flow come up guide to show you how to make more money. You got a couple more minutes before I get off of here. All the information about different ways that you can make money while you are living abroad, all of these things are in the course. Remember, I told y'all it's a 12-day series. I went live 12 days in a row on how to move abroad from the US. Day one is mindset. I talked about this earlier. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I talked about this earlier, okay? Moving abroad is 80% mindset. This is why, y'all, all of my products, all the products that you go get from me, free, paid, whatever, we always talk about mindset because it's the biggest piece of the puzzle. We are holding ourselves back, okay? So day one is mindset, how to actually manifest living abroad. Where my spirituals at? Drop the word spiritual in the comment if y'all feeling me, okay? How to manifest living abroad. Also, how to identify what thoughts and feelings and limiting beliefs are holding you back. And more importantly, how to reframe those so you can start believing in yourself, so you can start manifesting this life, so you can start shifting your mindset and recognizing, actually, I'm a boss. Actually, I am a powerful creator. Actually, I've already learned thousands of skills in my life and I can learn how to make money online. I can learn how to move abroad. I can learn how to start investing in myself so that I can get my ass a shortcut and get the F out of the US. Is that something that y'all want to do? And I assume that's what y'all want to do since y'all still in here rocking with me. Day two, preparing to leave. For those of you who are just now joining, welcome. We're going over all the things that you get in the MAPS course. The MAPS course is Moving Abroad Planning Series. It's 12 videos. It comes with a workbook for you to follow along, and you get my 23-page resource guide. And for those of you who get it while I'm live, in the next few minutes, I'm going to send you my cash flow come up guide as a bonus so you can start learning how to make more money. So day one was mindset. Day two, preparing to leave, health insurance, moving, packing, how much money you need to move abroad, how to tell your family and manage relationships, the documents that you're going to need. That's all in day two. Day 3, 4, and 5, how to choose your country. Y'all, this is the question. Outside of how to make money, this is the number one question I get. What is the best country? Where should I go? Where should I go if I have kids? Where, like, all of this. This is why there are 3 videos on how to choose the place that is best for you, okay? Whether you want to move abroad like a digital nomad like I do, if you want to settle, how to calculate your cost of living, if you want to go to a place where, you know, there's more people of color, if you want to looking for a queer community, where are the best places for you if you have a disability? Excuse me, if you are traveling with your kids, traveling with a family, all of this is in all of this. This is all just day 3. Okay. Places to speak English for those of you who feel a little bit intimidated about the idea of having to learn another language, y'all. There are countries all over the world where English is at least one of their native languages. We talk about visas. We talk about countries that offer dual citizenship. We talk about taxes, y'all. That's all in just day 3. There are 12 videos. When I tell y'all the information is out here, the information is out here. The question is, are you willing to invest in yourself? Okay. All of this is in the course at the link in my bio. If you're watching on YT, it's in the description. Day 4, we're still talking about how to choose the best country for you. Day 4, this is where we really break down self-awareness. Okay. This is where we break down, why is this country better for me versus better for you, for him, them, whoever. Okay. Day 4 is where I go through a series of questions to ask yourself so that you can understand the best country and city for you. Okay. This is where we also talk about what I call the try before you buy options. Remember, I told y'all moving abroad doesn't mean you have to just go pick up your whole life and go from A to B. You can test it out. You can live abroad temporarily. There are ways that you can get a taste of living abroad where you don't even have to pay for the accommodations. I'm talking opportunities all over the world. So we also talk about this in day 4. Day 5, we're still talking about how to choose the place that's best for you. Day 5 is where I focus on my personal recommendations, okay? I've traveled to 24 different countries. I have met hundreds of other expats, digital nomads, immigrants all over the world. So day 5 is where I talk about my personal recommendations, as well as I share feedback on what I've heard from other travelers, digital nomads, expats all over the world. So days 3, 4, and 5 are all about how to choose your country. Day 6, traveling and living abroad on a budget. Okay, I am not ashamed to say that one of the main reasons my husband and I have been able to afford going to 10 different countries since last year is because we have learned how to travel and live abroad on a budget. So we talk about budgeting your actual trip out of the country, how to even find the best flight deal. But we also talk about how to live abroad like a local. Don't overpay for stuff. Don't be falling into the tourist traps. Don't be out here getting scammed. All of this is in day 6, how to travel and live abroad on a budget. Day 7, housing. Where are you going to live and how you're going to find it? Okay. Like how are you going to find the perfect place for you? Mistakes you want to avoid, Lord knows I've made enough of them for you. Do not make the same mistakes as me, okay? Mistakes to avoid when looking for housing, how to actually get the best deals, negotiating. All of this is day 7. Days number 8 and 9, because y'all know this is what everybody like to talk about. Days number 8 and 9, we spend 2 days talking about making money while abroad. I give you my favorite remote job resources. We talk about side hustles. We talk about starting a business. We talk about teaching English abroad. I go into my 2 favorite income streams. So y'all, I have 10 different streams of income. My top 2 are digital marketing and affiliate marketing. So for 2 days, I spent time talking about all of this. I did an entire deep dive into digital marketing and affiliate marketing as well for anybody who wants to make money that way. I personally love those. They might not be for you. That's fine. There are still plenty of other ways for you to make money, which we also talk about in the course. How do you get a residency visa though? Visas are different for every single country. There's no one answer to that question. I do have information about visas, especially like countries that offer the digital nomad visas, but you always want to do your research on your specific country because visa things change all the time. And like I said, they're different for every country. Thank y'all for the hearts. Please continue to tap that screen. I appreciate y'all. All right. So days 8 and 9 are all about how to make money while you are abroad. Day number 10, how to adjust to your new life in your new country, learning the language, studying the culture, being involved in, like community events, supporting the locals, how to really actually get immersed in your new life abroad. This is all in day number 10. And then day number 11 is how to keep home in your heart, how to stay in touch with your family, how for those of you who are like, Bianca, I still have a lot of stuff that I like in the US and I want to be able to bring some of that. And I'm not just talking about physical things. This is tangible and intangible. Okay. How to keep home in your heart while you are living abroad. In day 12 is an FAQ. So day 12, I just answered a shit ton of questions about moving abroad and I packaged all of these up, y'all. Like I said, it's 12 videos, a workbook for you to follow along, and the 23-page resource guide. I know we're already celebrating a few people who have already gotten it. Marsha, Rachel, Stephanie, I see y'all. I'm going to send y'all your bonuses as soon as I get off of here. I'm about to get off of here. Am I waiting on anybody else to celebrate? Am I waiting on anybody else to take advantage of this live bonus before I get off of here? Speak now or forever hold your peace, okay? And let me know in the comments, by the way, before I get off of here, does anybody have any questions about the course? Does anybody have any other questions about living abroad that you want me to address before I get off of here? Marie, I lived in North Carolina in the U.S., born and raised. That was a random question. I actually don't get that question very often. Anybody else have any questions about the course? Any questions about making money online? Any questions about living abroad before I get up off of here? Y'all got a couple more minutes to take advantage of the live bonus, y'all. Please don't be afraid to invest in yourselves if this is something that you really want. For those of y'all who are serious and you want to make sure that in the next 365 days, your life does not look like it looks today, okay? Y'all, we're already sliding through 2025. Some of y'all this time last year, you said you wanted to live abroad. Some of y'all this time 2-3 years ago, you were talking about moving abroad and you have not actually done anything to make it happen. The time is now. The time to take action is now because time is not waiting on anybody. And I know that we all know what it feels like to wake up and to realize more months, more years have gone by and we still doing the same shit. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to get off of here if y'all don't have any other questions. Those of you who already got the course, again, thank you for your business. I'm about to send you your bonuses right now. I'll still give it a couple more minutes. If I see any more come through, I'll send out those bonuses. Make sure you check your spam folder for your bonus. Pretty please. And just reach out to me if you have any questions about the course. Otherwise, thank y'all again for joining. Please make sure y'all hit follow, hit subscribe wherever you are wherever you are live. I'm live. Wherever you are tuning in from. And yeah, happy Tuesday. I'll catch y'all next time.